Welcome to the Miromaa 3 video tutorials. This video will assist you in learning more about user groups within your language database and how to assign a user group to a particular user within Miromaa. So here we are on the main menu screen for Miromaa. We've logged into our language database. So we're just going to go over to the right to the Tools menu. And below that we're going to click on Options. You should now see the Options box appear on your screen. So we're going to go over to the left of screen to the Security menu, and below that we're going to click on User Groups. So if I go over to the right, I can see the title of User Groups, and within the box below that I can see that Miromaa has already given us some default user groups. So if I go down and click on Entry Only, over to the right of screen I can see that there are some different options that are available for a person who is assigned Entry Only. So these are the different screens and fields that a person who is assigned Entry Only as having access to. So if I go up and below that and click on Learner, over to the right I can see that only the Learner screen has been ticked and everything else hasn't already been highlighted. So if I go up above that and under the Add button in red I can see Cannot Edit Learner User Group. This means that Miromaa has already set it up that a person who is assigned a learner user group cannot have access to anything else other than the learner screen. If I go down and I click on Linguist, I can see that there are some boxes that have already been ticked for a person who has been assigned a linguist user group. However, I may decide, or you may decide, that you don't want your linguist to have access to all of the fields or screens within Miromaa, and you may decide that you'd like to change or some of those fields or screens that this linguist may have access to. So you just simply untick those boxes. So pretty much what we've done is we've looked at people who may be assigned certain user groups. You may also decide that some of those entries or those options of user groups don't necessarily suit your needs. You're wanting to create another user group which is specific to your needs. So where we do that, we just simply go over and we click on the Add button. And say for example that you may have someone who's doing some research on your language, so you want them to have access to your language database. So you may type in and add a user group which is research. Totally up to you as to what kind of user group you would like to add to your user group, if any at all. So if I go back up under the title of user groups, and in the box below that I can see that research is now there for selection. So if I highlight research, over to the right in that box there, I can select the various screens and fields that this person who is going to do some research on my language or your language, I can select the options that a person who is doing research on my language and the screens that they may access. So I'd like them to have access to a word list and learner, and that's about all I would like them to have access to. So as you can see, you can add those user groups. You can edit those user groups aside from those who have been assigned admin and learner access within their setting up of their users and assigning them a user group. So at any time you may edit those access um, facilities within your language database. You can add another user group, and at any time you may delete a user group as well. I hope this video has assisted you in learning more about user groups and how to add, edit and delete user groups.